I would say government is very powerful. I mean, government is very powerful, and if it can use that power to push startup, yeah, we're gonna succeed. Because, for example, I remember earlier this year, there is a startup which was acquired um, at 25 million dollar back home in Tanzania, right? So, and that means a lot to the country and to the startup ecosystem, and that brings a lot of money to the country. So if government really build up the strong ecosystem that will attract both local and international investors to come in and to support the startup, then the startup will start picking up and prosper. Because the main challenge currently, for example, in Tanzania, is one is from legal perspective. For example, we really need some grace period for a lot of startups, because like if I like you're a startup and then you're treated like other big companies in the country, so you have to pay tax, you have to have offices, you must have this and that, which is really hard for the startups. So at least the government should at least put separate. I mean a clear separation between the startups and big companies, in a way that the startup maybe can be given some sort of favors for some time to probably pay no tax, right? That's one. Two, of course, the government right now is doing a good job by having a couple of incubator services in Tanzania, but still, this incubator, they're not strong enough in terms of giving the startup, first of all, the right skills that they need. For example, being investment ready, being able to do proper aggressive marketing, be able to uh, perfect their idea. And yeah, so this incubator should be equipped with expertise, as well as they should be able at least to give some sort of like seed fund that can help the startup to at least test the idea. Because you feel like they are startup with very brilliant idea, but they don't have even say $2,000 to try out marketing. So if this incubator, they can be coupled with some sort of funding support to help the startup, then that would be a great deal. And another way that government can do, as I said earlier, that government is powerful by just saying or by just talking to some key and well uh, known businessmen and women in Tanzania, then these people, they can come together and put aside. Because like one day I was just thinking of, if these guys, they come together and just put down let's say 1 million US dollar every year for 10 startups in Tanzania, then that's a lot of money. Because a lot of these startups, they need just $100,000 to just scale and reach to the highest. So if government can at least establish some sort of like a funding support that is backed by the existing investors and developed business people, then yeah, and even government itself, it can fund, and they annually they just support 10 startups. Because imagine if one startup was acquired at 25 million dollar, then if you have 10 startup acquired at that rate, then you're talking about millions of money. And this is how we're going to bring investor confidence. Because investor, they want to be sure of what they're doing. So in order to for them to invest in a country, they should see that there is something happening. So this is one way that we can bring in the confidence from international investors. And again, I think the government should really understand what is going on around the world in terms of technology. Because you can see everybody in the world is investing in technology, like China, US, Britain. Everybody is investing a lot in technology. And these startups from across the world, I mean, from China, from US, they're coming in Africa. They're taking everything there. They're taking data. They're taking money. Like Uber, you just pay Uber right now, and the money goes to New York. So we're losing a lot of money. So it's time that the government gets serious in terms of first of all, setting rules that will be protecting the local startups, at the same time making sure that we don't lose a lot in terms of data, as well as the revenue that go out of Africa. So that is another space that the government should look at. But the last part that I want to contribute is uh, government. Okay, some of the private companies in Tanzania, like Vodacom, they have seen the potential of startups, and they have started their program, which is called Vodacom Accelerator Program, that will be funding, putting up to 150, 150, $100,000 every year to three startups that they believe that they have a bright future. And this year they have started with three startups, and Smart Class is one